Hi! This is part 2 of the video, or videos, I guess. I'm confused myself now. And I left off with visiting the homeopathic doctor. And, so that's where I'll continue from, I guess. Anyway, the homeopathic doctor said that I did have Lyme disease. Surprise, surprise. And so he gave me some homeopathic medicine. And I was to take it 2 or 3 times a day, I don't remember. I really did not think it would work. But about a week in, I started to feel better. And after a couple months, I felt much better. And this was just amazing for me. And also my parents. I mean, I can't imagine what it was like for my parents to stand there watching me, their child, sick. But also because I was able to go to Japan. I had a trip that I had planned out. I had a program. I was going to stay with foster parents for a month. I was going to take language classes. When I got sick, I had to cancel. And when I got better, I got to call them back and I got to say, I can go. And I went to Japan and it was amazing. During the summer, I trained a little. When I was in Japan, I walked everywhere. But it was still hard. I was still really tired. I didn't have a whole lot of stamina. But things like nausea and the pain was gone. And then when I came back from Japan and started my new semester, I started to feel sick again. And so we went back, and he said that the Lyme bacteria had mutated, or I think it had mutated. So the previous medicine wasn't working anymore. And for those of you who don't know, Lyme bacteria, when it is bombarded with medicine, basically, it becomes inactive. It forms little cysts. So the medicine just kind of bounces off it, and it becomes inactive, and you feel better. And then you stop taking the medicine, and then it comes back out, and you start feeling ill again. So it's a very hard disease to get rid of. Anyway, so it had become active again, basically. And I got new medicine, and I felt better again. And this time I took it for a lot longer. And in the fall of 2010, I went to Norway. I am a Norwegian citizen as well as an American citizen. And so I was going to study there for a year in a school that only lasts 1 year. And study Aikido, which is a Japanese martial art. And I was so excited because I love karate. And I was so optimistic, and I was so excited because I'm healthy, I can do this, and I'm going to learn, I'm going to bring back this knowledge to my teacher, and I would teach other students. And a few weeks into the school, I started to feel sick. And this was hard. This was really hard because I'm supposed to be going to the school, I'm supposed to be learning, and I wasn't able to attend classes. I was sleeping a lot. I was far too tired to be social. And to be honest, most of the year is just a blur. I don't remember most of it. It was a miserable year. And in the spring, my parents paid for me to fly back to the States, and I lived with them for 2.5 months. I got a job working for my uncle in his company. It was just a small desk job, so I wasn't using much energy. It wasn't a physically taxing job. And my mother had learned about this doctor on the East Coast. Her name was Dr. Cynthia or Sydney Gardner. I think it's Sydney Gardner. And She has a very high success rate with Lyme disease patients. She does homeopathic and holistic medicine, like herbal holistic. And she had started with, medicinal interest in the disease when her son became ill with it. And the doctors couldn't do anything for him, so she decided she'd do something herself. And she has a very, very high success rate. And so my mother had contacted her, and I didn't fly out there, but we did stuff over the phone and email, and she said, okay, you need to take this and this and this, and there was tons of different stuff. I think there was 15 things total, and it was very expensive. It came to well over $1,000. But at this point, it was whatever we can do to get me well. And it was, to tell you the truth, it was torture, basically. There was a lot of stuff that tasted really bad, powders that just made me want to barf. You mix it in with water and it just tastes like cat puke or something. Not that I've ever tasted that. And I had, I think, 13 or 14 things I had to take with breakfast alone. And then I had another few things I had to take in between breakfast and lunch. And then another thing to take at lunch, and then between lunch and dinner, and then dinner, and then between dinner and bed. And yeah, it was a lot of stuff, but it worked. It worked miracles. And I started doing something that summer that I hadn't done since I was much, much younger. That was jogging. I picked up jogging. And after a while, I ran 2 miles every other day. And between those days, I went to karate and trained my ass off. I was pouring sweat. And so between those, I felt so much better. Take note here, I did not start training that hard right away. I built up to that. But yeah, it was a wonderful medicine. And I came back to Norway to move in with my boyfriend here. And I had to bring more medicine back with me. New medicine. And I had to keep taking that. And what she does is she gives you 4 different types of homeopathic medicine. And along with all supplements and herbal remedies and all this stuff. But you have to switch it up every week, basically, so that the Lyme's doesn't get used to it and doesn't really recognize it as medicine yet, so it doesn't form that cyst and go inactive. So it just keeps bombarding it, really. And so I work at a cafe here. I am on my feet 8 hours a day. I don't sit down, really, for 8 hours, and that is amazing that I can do that. I still train. I am able to actually live independently. I mean, I live with my boyfriend, but I am able to live as an independent adult. I don't have constant pain. It's wonderful. I don't have pain. I am not nauseous. I don't have brain fog. I still have a little bit of memory loss, but that is something that I can train. So that does get better. And I went back home for Christmas and had another consultation with her over the phone. And I am on new medicine now. It's much smaller. I only have 4 or 5 things that I take. And it is, not complicated. It's basically just to make sure that the Lyme is staying away, that I'm holding it away. I don't know if I ever will actually be rid of it. I don't know if I will have the bacteria in my body until the day I die, or if the medicine will actually kill it. But the thing that really scares me is I can pass it on to my children when I have them during the pregnancy, and that terrifies me because I don't want my children to go through what I went through. It's a terrifying disease. It is hell. And I just don't want to pass it on to them. I feel like I would have failed as a parent if I passed this disease on to them. Yeah. That's my story. That's where I'm at right now. Because I am better. I don't know if I'm, rid of it or ever will be, but I am fine now. I am better. I live a normal life. I do take continuous medicine, but I'm able to live a normal life. And, yeah, to the AMA, they need to get their priorities in straight. They're doctors. They're supposed to be helping people. That they took oaths to help people. And they're not helping people. That's fucked up. They need to fix that. To all the doctors that waved me away, saying I'm crazy, to all the people that think I'm making it up for attention, or made it up for attention, yeah, fuck you, because I'm not, and I was not. It really is a disease, and you need to have a little bit of empathy and understand that not everybody's crazy and attention-starved. Other people who have lived with this or are living with it, it's horrible, but you'll get through it, I promise. I promise you'll get through it. It's hard, it's hell, it's hard on your family, it's hard on you. I know. I've been there, and it's horrible. But you will get there, I promise. Yeah, I guess this is the end. I might make more videos if these become not popular, but if they're watched. If you want to post comments, it's wonderful. I don't want any negativity. I don't want any hate. But if you post about your own story, or a family or friend's story, that's great. I love stories. I love positivity. I think that's something that we all really have to have when we're struggling with any kind of disease or illness. Yeah, if you want Dr. Gardner's contact information, send me a private message and I will send you her contact information, or you can look her up on Google. Yeah, so good luck to you, and just know that there's always someone there.